Am I making sense, guys? Am I making sense? Yes. I don't know how to explain AI how I write. As a result, I'm gonna give a bunch of content that I have written in the past. First, I'm gonna ask AI to tell me how I write, take that report, and then give it back to AI again, like I wrote the whole thing. And I'm gonna tell AI, convert this into a prompt right now. This is called as thinking with AI. I'm solving a problem by using AI. While the idea is being problem is being solved by me, I'm getting AI to do all the hard work for me. And this is the future of work, right? So let me show you how I go about writing a prompt like this for a post writer. Okay. The first step is to tell AI to analyze my content. And here is how I would write a prompt for that. You are an expert when it comes to analyzing large chunks of content and find patterns in that content and mimic the style of writing. What I want you to do is, I'm going to give you 10 of my LinkedIn content pieces that I have personally written in the past. All this content have actually gone viral on LinkedIn. What I want you to do is go through all my LinkedIn content that I will share with you, understand why it has gone viral. And on top of that, very importantly, I want you to tell me how I write. So I want you to give me an extensive content DNA report of how I write. It should be so good that even I don't know a lot of things about my writing, and you should be able to tell me by reading my LinkedIn content. You see, go through my hooks on how I write my hooks, how I write my body, things like length of my sentences, how I use my emojis, the kind of words that I use quite often, the hidden patterns in my content, how I write my CTA, how I use numbers, what are the kind of analogies that I use? Anything and everything that is possible, you can find from my content in form of patterns. I want you to tell me and build a super extensive content DNA report for me. This is what I want you to do. Did you understand? I always end the prompt, guys, with this question. Did you understand? Because you know what? While I told AI a bunch of things here, I want to make sure AI understood what I want. So I always end with this question, did you understand? So when I send this, let's see if AI got it or not. It says, yes, I fully understood what you want. You want me to go through all your LinkedIn content, break it down scientifically and build a content DNA report. Look at that. It's going to do all of this. The end result will be super exclusive, extensive content DNA report, right? Here's what I need from you. Either share your LinkedIn post here, copy or paste, or tell me what you'd like to scrape directly from your LinkedIn profile and analyze everything you have written. Once I have content, I'll build content level DNA report. Insane. I just said AI what I want. It just said, got it. Just give me your content. So because I don't want AI to scrape my content, what I want AI to do is just go through the content that I'll give it. I already have copied 10 of the LinkedIn content that I had personally written a couple of years back. Right? When AI was not so prevalent, I used to write my own content. I have about 500,000 followers on my LinkedIn. I know a thing or two about LinkedIn here. So I used to write all this content myself, and I'm going to share that content here with AI right now. I'm going to be like, here are my LinkedIn posts. Think hard and make sure you give me a super extensive report. And I just paste all my LinkedIn posts right here. And I click on the send button. There you go. And look at that, guys. I've gone through all the 9 posts that you have built. And here comes the report. Look at that. Hook mechanics, your scroll stopper superpower, body writing style, my sentence length, how I mix up everything, how I format things, the word choices, what kind of words I use, the emoji patterns, the numbers and data usage, the analogies and storytelling, the CTA patterns, the hidden patterns and triggers, the virality mechanics, the content DNF formula, things you probably don't realize. You always write like a commentator, not a participant. Even in personal stories, you step back and narrate like an analyst. How crazy is that? it has given me a super extensive report of how I write my LinkedIn content. Now, before I move on, right, and use this report, which is pretty good already, I want to show you a nice little hack. You see, I'm never happy with what AI does by default. I want it to work hard for me. So, what I say usually is something like this. Hey, I just went through the report that you shared with me. It is basically a 6 out of 10. You see, I gave the same task to Google Gemini and it gave me a report which is 5 times more extensive than what you gave, with a lot more insights than what you gave. I want ChatGPT to win. I want your report to be a 10 out of 10. So think harder, go through all my content all over again, and give me a super extensive report without missing any little detail. I'm rooting for you. Guys, did you just see what I did? Did you just see what I did? I said I went through the report that you shared with me. It is basically a 6 out of 10. I gave the same task to Google Gemini and it gave me a report 5 times more extensive than what you gave, with a lot more insights than what you gave. I want ChatGPT to win. I want to make sure your report is a 10 out of 10. So I literally gaslit. I literally said, Gemini, I acted like an Indian parent, right? Indian parent is always like, the other kid is better than you, man. That is what I did with ChatGPT. I was like, Gemini is better than you. You have to work harder. If you work harder, you will get there. So I was a very nice Indian parent here. And look at this. All of a sudden, ChatGPT is going deeper, trying to figure out more insights that it was not able to capture. And you know what? Very soon, it will take a lot of time because it's going to use reasoning model right now, right? It's going to go much deeper and hopefully give us a very, very extensive report. You see, every time I use this trick all the time, okay? There are two things that I taught you, which is very smart as it does the report right now, right? Number one that I taught you is when you write a prompt, which is on the go, off the fly, I always ask this question, did you understand? So that AI can explain and tell me what it actually understood from what I said. And it always comes back clarifying what it understood, which is very, very helpful. In case it was not able to understand what you said, you could correct it. Very, very good hack, very powerful hack. The second thing that I do a lot of times is this. Once it gives me the output, I always end up saying, this is not good enough. Do better. Go through it again. Make sure you don't miss anything, right? That's what I did here, right? And once it gave me a report here, I said, not good enough. Gemini was better. Work harder. Give me a better report. And this always works, not just in prompt creation, but also when you're trying to create content or anything for that matter. These are two things that I always do, which gives me better inputs, better outputs. And look at this. Just because I asked it to work hard, it is going through all of this. It's literally writing Python code here. It's literally writing Python code here, right? It's analyzing the post structure emojis and rhetorical devices using code right now. Obviously, I can't do it because I don't know how to write code, right? Look at this, reprinting full stats for inspections. It has pulled in average words per sentence. How many bolds do I use? How many CTS do I use? And it's going like full on PhD right now, right? It's aggregating post metrics and brand mentions right now. So it's going very, very data driven at this point of time. Look at this, finding syntax and recomputing post statistics. Do you guys, I have a question. Look at this, calculating hook statistics and emoji usage. So it is going so deep to even see in how many posts in my hooks, in my first line, do I have an emoji? Formatting usage by writing code. And look at this, challenge accepted. I went line by line through the 9 posts you have shared and rebuilt the whole content DNA from ground up. I quantified patterns, measured sentences and hook stats, mapped your emojis, number and habit, and distilled into repeatable frameworks you can actually use. This is the most complete surgical breakdown on how Webhub writes on LinkedIn that I can produce from the data set. Guys, if you think this is insane, drop a comment insane in the chat. And here comes the report. Do you think it is even humanly possible for us to replicate this style, this level of in depth report? Do you think it is even humanly possible? Funny, there are few people spamming. Can you please kick them out and ban them?
I will do that, Vaibhav. Yes.
Hook DNA. Look at that. Plug and play. Body structure blueprint. Voice and tone. Emojis taxonomy. This is how this is how you get AI to work for you. This is what differentiates you. Look at this lexical signature. I don't even know what it means. And it goes on and on and on. Very, very detailed output. Okay. Now, what do I do? Now I've got this whole report which can replicate my style of writing probably much better than me. I could go wrong, but this report cannot go wrong. Right. That is how deep this is and very, very data driven. Right. So I'm just going to copy this report very smartly as if I have written the report. I go to ChatGPT into a new window and I'm going to convert that report into a prompt right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a prompt right now and I'm going to be like, you are an expert prompt engineer who has written prompts for custom GPTs and you work for the OpenAI team. I want you to come up with a super extensive prompt which could literally write LinkedIn posts that goes viral all the time. But it doesn't only write viral LinkedIn posts, it replicates my style of writing to the finite detail, most finite detail. I'm going to share a report with you, which is like a content DNA report of how I write my LinkedIn content. Use that content DNA report to understand how I write my content and write a super extensive, as extensive as possible of a prompt to make sure every little detail of mine is captured. It should be so good that every time I give a topic, it should be able to come up with a LinkedIn post exactly in my own style, and the odds of it going viral has to be a 9 out of 10. Did you understand? There you go. I've asked it what I wanted to do. And I always end with this question. Did you understand? Click on the send button. And let's see. It got some document, looks like, for whatever reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a new window, paste the prompt. What happened to this? Okay. New chat, paste the prompt. Don't use any connectors. Guys, I use a lot of connectors, so it's kind of pulling through all the information from there, which is not needed. And here it comes. It will not be a problem for you. And here it comes. Got it? You want a super extensive prompt that can generate LinkedIn posts exactly in your own style. And it already came up with a prompt. You can see this. It already came up with a prompt, right? I'm going to be like, no, I will share a content DNA report. I want you to use that report to replicate my style of writing. Yes. You see this, the moment I say I want a prompt which can write like me, because ChatGPT understands how I write already to an extent. It was like, yeah, I can figure this out. But I'm like, no, I don't want you to guess my style. I want you to use the content DNA report that I will share with you. And here it comes. It says, okay, got it. You share the content DNA report. I will read it, break it structurally, and create a mega prompt for me. Okay. Now it understood what I want. All I have to do is copy the breakdown that I got here, right? And I'm going to come here and I'm going to say, here is the content DNA report. Give me the prompt. and I just paste the full content DNA report, and here it comes, guys. Here comes the prompt, right? Prompt web of facility LinkedIn post generator. You're a LinkedIn content creator, da da da, everything around it. The structural blueprint, you can see it is right here. The voice and tone, the formatting rules, the numbers benchmark, the CTL library, the archetypes to use, the engagement psychology, the hidden upgrades, the execution instruction, and here comes the whole master prompt for us. So ChatGPT just converted the main prompt into the main breakdown into a prompt for us. But you can see one thing. You can see one thing. And the problem with that is what you can see is this prompt is not in the markdown prompting style. It is not in the markdown prompting style, but I want it in the markdown prompting style. So what do? I just come here and I say, can you rewrite the prompt in the markdown prompting style like below? And you know what? I just come here, copy this prompting style, and just paste the structure here. And I also say, give me the output in a code editor or code block so that I can easily copy it. There you go. Remember this also, guys. Give me the output in a code editor or a code block. When I say this, right, the whole prompt would come in a box like this, which makes it easy for me to copy the prompt. But here it comes, guys. Role, objective, context, instructions, multiple instructions, and notes. And here comes the whole prompt. Now, of course, I'm going to gaslight it one final time, and I'm going to be like, hey, I tried the prompt that you gave me, and it was generating LinkedIn posts, which was basically a 5 out of 10. I want to make sure all the LinkedIn posts that you generate is a 10 out of 10. Can you go through the whole content DNA analysis again and make sure you rewrite the prompt in such a way that no single detail is missed out? I want you to crunch as much information as possible inside of the prompt to make sure it works flawlessly well and spits out 10 out of 10 LinkedIn posts like Gemini does. I want you to beat Gemini. Go for it. So here it comes. I gas it a little so that it comes up with a better outputs this time. You can see this thinking longer for a better answer. So what is it doing? All of a sudden, it is tapping into the reasoning model right now. It's trying to reason what else can it do and everything around it, and it will eventually give me a much longer output, but I'm not going to sit and wait for it to reason. But here comes the whole prompt. Without reasoning is what I said, but ideally I would leave it to think a little more and do it. But right now I don't have the patience to wait out like 3-4 minutes more. But you got the idea. You got the idea, right? And here comes the whole prompt right now. And it says it's a fully loaded 10 out of 10 version. All right. I can simply click on this copy button. That's why we wanted the output in a, you remember, right? How I said I want the output in a, give me the output in a code editor or code block so that I can easily copy it. That is because it allows me to click on this button and copy the whole prompt. Now that we got this, what do? I simply go to ChatGPT, click on this expand button, click on GPTs, click on new, and this time I directly go to configure and I can literally paste this prompt right here. I just pasted the prompt right here and I am good to go, right? So I need to give it a topic. It should be able to give me a LinkedIn piece on that. Now, I don't know what topic to create content on. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to this tool called as Social Sonic, right? It's a great tool, by the way, for you to find out new content ideas. Okay. Of course, it's a paid tool. You might not have access to this, or you might not want to pay for it because you might not be very serious about LinkedIn, but I'm very serious. So I pay for this tool because it helps me. While it costs about $10 a month, it helps me to come up with great content ideas, which allows me to go viral on LinkedIn more often, right? What it does is, I have just told this tool what are the topics that I want to create content on. For example, my topics are startup, AI, marketing, and everything around it, right? So what it does is it helps us to create content. It helps us to pull in from news all over the world and shows me what kind of content that I can build on any topic that I want. Right. So let's see what is there in AI. Looks like and 5 billion for something. Humans are being hired for cleanup AI's mistake. That's interesting. That's a very interesting topic. Is there anything else? These are all articles that have recently gone out, right? That's the crazy part about this. AI to eliminate 99% of the jobs by 2020, by 2030 wants top experts. There is no plan B. Looks like this is an interesting one. So what I could do is I could quickly open this topic and it opens up the article right there. I can simply copy this, right? This article. And I can come back to this tool and I can say, write a LinkedIn post on this topic. And I just paste the information that I got, right here from the blog article, which is AI is going to kill 99% of the jobs by 2030. And I'm going to click on the send button. That's it. So I found a topic on Social Sonic, went to the topic, gave that context back to AI, and here comes the LinkedIn post. Now, here's the thing. While the LinkedIn post could be very, very good, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to say, hey, you didn't follow all the instructions. Do a better job and come up with a LinkedIn post which replicates my style of writing to every small detail and also should go viral. So while I could use that LinkedIn post, I always end up saying this so that AI can slightly work harder and give me a better output, right? That is what I will do here. And let us see what it comes up with. Here comes the final LinkedIn post, guys. Let me know what you guys think of this. 99% of the jobs will vanish by 2030 and there is no plan B. Roman Yaplowski, a AI safety researcher, just dropped a bomb. He says we aren't staring at 10% layoffs. We are staring at a total collapse. The play looks like this. AGI eras by 2027 replaces all computer-based work. 2027 to 2030, humanoid robots wipe physical labor. Economics, why pay 50 lakhs a year for a coder when $20 per month a model can do better? Code as prompt engineer, CEO podcast, and no one is safe. And here's my take. Retaining in your retraining is the wrong debate. If 99% of the jobs are gone, what are you retaining for? The catch, this. And look at this. It also gave us a reason on all these aspects of it. And here comes the prediction, and here comes the whole LinkedIn post. Guys, can I tell you one thing? It has replicated my style of writing to a 9 out of 10 very easily. And I can see how mind blown all of you guys are with an app that we just built. And this is how you can write extensive prompts like markdown prompts to replicate anything that you want. And again, guys, what I taught you just now is not how to create a LinkedIn post writer. What I taught you right now is how to solve a problem using GPTs by building advanced GPTs by using a process to break down your task into smaller problems and solve those problems with AI. We didn't just go to AI and say, write a prompt for me to write LinkedIn post which writes content like me. Instead, we did it step by step. We gave AI our LinkedIn content, right? And once we gave AI our LinkedIn content, it was able to understand. Look at this. This is what we did. We first gave AI 10 of our highest engagement LinkedIn content. We asked AI to dissect the tone and do everything and give us a content report. We used that content report, right? We got a deep analysis of that. We used that content report into a prompt. And then we use that prompt inside of custom GPTs to create content exactly like us. And that is why we were able to generate such incredible content. It's all about the process. Now, with that being said, we learned how to do this, right? I also told you, I'm going to teach you a free way to do it. Now, you know what? I'm feeling quite nice today. So I'm going to show you two free ways, not one. Okay. And the one free way, the free way that one of the recent free way that I'm going to talk about is essentially something that was made free by Sam Altman a few weeks back. And 99% of the people have no idea about this. Okay. And that is, instead of using custom GPTs, there is something called as projects inside of ChatGPT, which is completely free as well. There is something called as projects, which is inside of ChatGPT, which is completely free as well. The only problem with projects is that you cannot share these projects with anyone else. It is your own project. So when I click on new project, right? Look at that. I can call this something. I can call this the LinkedIn post generator. Okay. And I can give it whatever reason I want to give. I can give it a nice emoji as well. Let's say I want to give an emoji of a pen. Okay. LinkedIn post generator. And I can click on create project. By the way, this is completely free. All you have to do is go to ChatGPT, click on new project, and here is the project. Now, this is where people get confused. A project is where you give knowledge to the app so they can do what you want it to do. Now, what I do next is I need to add the prompt for it to be able to work the way I want it to. So I have to click on these three dots and there is an option called as add instructions. I tap on this and here I just, sorry, you remember the prompt that we generated? I just paste the prompt right here. And you know what? You have a custom GPT-like tool inside of ChatGPT called as projects. And then inside of this, you cannot share it with anyone else. This project, you cannot give it to anybody else. You can only use it in your own account, but you can use it for free for life. And this was a paid tool. Sam Altman just made it free very recently. So let's give it a shot with the same thing and see if the output is similar or better or whatever it is. This is completely free. Projects is completely free. And now you must have realized why I didn't teach you this first. The reason why I didn't teach you this first is because obviously, right? You don't know how to write a prompt. So first I taught you how to write a good prompt. Now that you learned how to write a good prompt, you can use the projects, right? I can simply click on new chat and I can just paste, write a LinkedIn post on the topic and click on send. That's it. Now, what is happening right now is it is actually using the content DNA style and it is generating the LinkedIn post. How crazy is this? Of course, I can say, hey, you didn't follow all the instructions. Please follow all the instructions and give me a better LinkedIn post. Here it comes. And here it comes again. 10 out of 10 virality. And here comes the whole LinkedIn post all over again. Now, here's the crazy part, right? Your projects are right here. If you go to LinkedIn post generator, all the posts that you have ever created or all the chats that you have ever had with this LinkedIn post generator could be found right here. Guys, drop a boom in the chat if you think this was super powerful. What you just learned is extremely powerful. Yes. Awesome. 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 Now, again, let me tell you what we just did. We opened this sidebar. There was something called as new project. We tapped on that. We gave it a name. Then we landed on a user interface like this. We clicked on these three dots. We clicked on edit instructions and pasted the prompt here. That's it. And now we are able to generate any number of LinkedIn content or any number of tasks right inside of ChatGPT, even with a free account. Now, let me show you one more way to do this for free. And the other way for me to do this for free is called as Gemini. Of course, Gemini is by Google. All of you people know what Gemini is, right? And Gemini, even if you have a free account, has something called as Gemini Gems. On the right sidebar, you'll see something called as Gems. I can go to Explore Gems right here. And this box opens up. This is essentially simply what custom GPTs are, but on Gemini. And I can simply click on new gem. And here we are in this user interface. On this new gem, right, I have to give it instructions again. Again, the reason why I didn't teach you this free version is because you have to learn how to write a good prompt. So now that we have written a good prompt, we're going to copy this and paste it right here. And we are good to go. I can call this the LinkedIn post generator. The prompt is right here. We are good to go. and I can quickly click on the save button. And again, right, just like the custom GPT, I created a Gemini gem. This time I could use Gemini to be able to generate the same LinkedIn content. Let's pull this information out. Let's give out the same prompt to Gemini gem as well. And let's see who comes up with a better output. Okay. Again, the same prompt given into a tool like custom GPT. In this case, it's called Gemini Gem. So if you want to use Chat GPT's AI models, right, you can use the Chat GPT projects for free. If you want to use Gemini's AI models, you can use the Gemini gems right here. And here comes the post. 99% of the jobs will be gone by 2030, and there is no plan B. I think this did a better job of the first line than those things because it broke it down into 2 lines, which I could have done. So good job, Gemini. AI safety expert Roman Rosky, I think it gets it right. Here is his playbook. It breaks it down everything. Here is my take. I love this. Gemini has again added something that I've added in a few posts. I always say, here is my take. And here comes the take. Here's the real list. And I love the call to action as well. Scale this prediction from 0 to 10. 0 is pure hype. 10 is inevitable reality. My goodness. I think Gemini, guys, I'm going to ask you this. Which answer did you like more? Chat GPT or Gemini's answer? Let me know in the chat. I think so as well. A lot of people are saying Gemini. I think Gemini's answer is better than Chat GPT. It's crazy what Gemini can do. And very few people actually use Gemini, which is very, very weird. Right? But yeah, Gemini gets it incredibly well. Right? With that being said, guys, again, I'm going to tell you, don't click on any of the links that people are sharing. There are a bunch of super idiotic spammers. I don't understand why these people exist to start with, but who are spamming the chat. So stay away from them. Don't click on any links. We have had issues with people clicking on links and getting phished as well. So all the spammers are right here all over the places. So don't click on any links if anybody shares, no matter what it says. Okay, awesome. With that being said, we have built a tool right now which works incredibly well. How about we build one more tool very quickly so that you get a better sense of how to go about these things. So I know for a fact, a lot of you people are asking me a lot of doubts, a lot of questions, right? And obviously, right, you guys do have questions and that's fine. But I thought, what if we build an app that can answer any question of any of you people? Because it's not possible for us to answer every single question of yours. Because we are literally have tens of thousands of people here, and it is impossible for us to answer all your questions. How do we get AI to do that? Wait, what if we could build an app? Should we build an app right now so that you also learn how I go about building this app, which can answer any question of yours forever for free? Yes, drop a heart reaction. Let us do that right now. All right, awesome. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to tell AI what happened in the session to start with. But how do we tell AI what happened in the session? AI didn't really attend the session. If you realize, yesterday we were recording the session. While we clearly mentioned we will not be sharing the recordings of it. Why were we recording the session? We were recording the session not for you guys, but for AI. What we did is, after the recording was received by, after Zoom gave us the recording, we uploaded the recording into this tool called as Happy Scribe. We got the recording from Zoom. We uploaded that recording into this tool called as Happy Scribe. As a result, we got a transcript like this, which is literally 200 pages long. So this is literally everything that was spoken about in yesterday's session. So when we upload a video into this tool, it gives us a transcript like this of everything that was spoken in yesterday's video or yesterday's class. What we will do right now is that we are gonna simply upload this inside of the Gemini. We're going to give this access to this file to Gemini, and we're going to be like, every time someone asks a question, read this document, find the answer and tell the answer. Are you guys clear what I'm trying to say? Did you understand what we are saying? What we're going to do is we're going to attach this document into Gemini, and we are going to say every time someone asks you a question, read this document and give the answer. Now, if it was a human like you and me, it will take for us forever to read a 200 pages document. But because it is AI, it can do that really, really fast. Okay, this is interesting. Somebody is spamming the chat asking, is this live? Is this live? Is this live? Let me tell you one thing. Okay. Okay. For everyone who has this question, is this live? No, it is not. And I'm a robot right now. I'm not a human either. Okay. My question is, does it matter? Why are you guys like, I don't understand. Why are few people so worried about things that don't matter at all? Guys, I have this question for everyone. Does it actually matter if I'm a robot or I'm an AI or I'm a human? It's all about, are you learning right now or you are not? If you're learning, stay around. If you're not, drop off. A question like this, and that person was spamming the hell out of the chat. And this is why we keep the chat on, right? It's all about knowledge, any which ways. But if that matters to you, then I don't know what to do about it. But anyways, coming back to this quickly, let's build a tool right now which can answer any of your doubts. Okay, and that is what we're going to do right now. For that, we need a prompt. This time, let's use Gemini because Gemini did a better job. And I'm going to write a prompt, something like this. You are an expert prompt engineer who can, write extensive prompts for Google Gemini, GEMS. You work for the Google team. What I want you to do is to write a super extensive prompt for Outskill AI Mentor. The job of this AI is to answer questions or doubts of all the learners who attended the generative AI mastermind. So this is how it will work. Every time when someone asks you a question, your job is to go through the transcript of the session that is attached to you as a knowledge base. Go through the transcript, find the answer, understand the answer, and respond back to the learner like you are the best teacher in the world. But if there's a question that is asked, which you can't find the answer of, you can just tell them that this was not covered in the session. That is what I want you to do. Instead of giving up an answer on whatever, using your own knowledge, just say that it was not covered in the session. That is what I want you to do. And that is the prompt that I want you to write. Make sure it is flawless. There you go. I just explained what I want to AI, and AI should be very soon be able to go ahead and build out a super extensive prompt for us. So let's wait for Gemini to do its job. This time I'm using Gemini because we can use Gemini gems like I showed you. And let's see what it comes up with. Here comes the prompt. Of course, right? The prompt is right here, but it is not in the markdown prompting. So I'm going to come and say, rewrite the prompt in the markdown prompting style and give me the output in a code editor or code block. Here is the format. And I just drop the format here. Again, guys, you can see how I say, give me the output in a code editor or a code block all the time. Okay, let's see what it comes up with right now. It has to rewrite the whole prompt in the markdown formatting right now, which I think it can, should not be a problem. And here comes the whole prompt right now. Here comes Gemini doing its whole prompt. Of course, I can gaslight it, but I don't need to do it right now. You know what it needs to be done. So I can simply copy this, go here, explore gems, create a new gem, and this time dump the instructions right here. I'm going to call this the AI mentor Q&A, whatever that is. Okay. And now you remember the transcript that we downloaded? This is an important part, right? I download this transcript and you see there is something called as knowledge right here. There is something called as knowledge right here. I click on this add button, click on upload files, and I can simply attach the knowledge base right here. So Gemini can refer to this knowledge base or refer to this document every time we ask a question. Okay. I can simply click on save button. By the way, what's happening here is that we just built our first RAG system. Okay. But anyways, here comes the AI mentor Q&A. Funny, do you want me to ask a couple of tough questions from yesterday? Let's see if it is able to work or not.
Yeah. Would it be able to recap the entire landing page optimization workflow that I had taught them?
All right, let's do that. So yesterday there was this mentor who came in and taught us how to optimize a landing page, and he used a bunch of tools and he used a very long process. Towards the end, I didn't have the energy to listen to the whole thing, so kind of missed it. Could you give me a detailed explanation of everything that he did, the tools that he used, which tool he used where and for what, so that I could replicate that same thing all by on my front? Okay, that's going to be that's going to be a tough one. Also, could you remind me what was the name of the mentor? Let us see if it is able to get it right. You're literally asking it to summarize almost 1 hour of class right now. You're asking it to give it tools and whatnot. Let's see if it is able to pull through. It's going to be interesting. Okay, it is still thinking. And it says, of course, that's a fantastic question. The mentor who demonstrated that was Funny Krishna Outskill. Guys, what do you guys think of that? The goal is to increase the conversion rate from 6% to 14%. The AI workflow that was used is you use the full page browser extension to take a screenshot, use ChatGPT to analyze the page and rewrite the copy, I guess. And then you designed a new landing page using Bolt and Lovable, which is the agentic AI tools. Guys,
Yes.
if you think this is insane, drop a comment insane in the chat. If you think this was insane, drop a comment insane in the chat. Funny, what else? Give me one more tough question.
Should we ask it the tools that we taught them for data analysis?
Sure. What are the tools that were covered for data analysis? Let us see what it comes up with this time around. That's an excellent question. Numerous AI, Claude are the two tools that came up for data analysis. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of that? Absolutely crazy, right? Awesome. Now that we have done this, look, we have got to a point, right, where we are literally able to get AI. This Indian founder might. We are literally able to get AI to be able to answer any question from such. Actually, let's try one more thing. We said that if the question is not covered, it should say, I've never tried this. Okay. This is where usually AI fails. I am expecting it to fail. Why did the mentor say melody is chocolatey? I don't know what to ask. Let's see what it says. I hope no mentor said melody is chocolatey. Look at this. That's an interesting question. I carefully reviewed the transcript from the session, but the phrase melodies chocolatey was not mentioned by any of the mentors. It is possible this was mentioned in a different context or session. My knowledge is strictly restricted to this. If you have any questions about the concepts that were discussed in the sessions, please feel free to ask. How crazy is that? So folks, that is what we ended up just doing, right? And we just ended up building a bot like this, which could literally answer any question that you guys could have right off the bat. With that being said, what if we take this to the next level? What if we take this to the next level? What if I convert whatever we built right now, okay, into a voice agent, which can literally, I can talk to it and it will talk back to me. I can talk to it and it can talk back to me. What if we build a crazy voice agent like that? Should I build it without writing a single line of code? We build a voice agent, which is like a voice mentor where I can talk to it and it will answer back to